let's go see Gina at Embody Grace. Hi, Colby and Kaui here from KCMG Real Estate Advisors. Today we're here with Gina Loree Bryan from Embody Grace. Welcome,
Hi,
Gina.
Hi, well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to my space.
So, Gina, I've been a longtime client of yours,
Wow.
so I know a lot about what you do, but I probably don't know everything. Why don't you share with us about what your business is and what it is that you do?
Primarily, I am a body worker. Shiatsu is the official name, which is Japanese for finger pressure. So it's a style of body work that works with the Asian medicine principles of chi flow and meridians. So it's very massagey in experience, as you probably know, but it's a little bit of a different headspace in terms of what the intention is.
Yeah, so I think when I forget how we exactly heard of you, who referred us, but we were referred to you.
Okay.
I remember why, too.
Yeah,
It was
go
a
ahead.
slip on ice,
Oh,
and I threw my back
yes.
out, and she was a miracle worker in getting me mobile very quickly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean it was a unique experience. So one of our friends, I think it was Lisa actually, referred you. You gotta call Gina. So we didn't know what to expect, and when you came here, it's just a different sort of vibe, different feel, and we expected a normal kind of massage environment, and that's not, in fact, what it is at all.
Right.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the shiatsu style and kind of what you do?
Yeah, and that's like a really big question. And even I'm almost 19 years in the business, and you can ask any other shiatsu practitioner, we still can't succinctly say it's like this, other than it's like acupuncture with pressure instead of needles. But that, does that really tell you anything? I guess as best as I can say, because of the Asian medicine underpinning, we're looking at relationships between parts. We're not just fixing a shoulder, but looking how your shoulder fits into how you relate to your life, how your shoulder relates to the rest of your body, looking for that unification and flow through the whole body, which sounds a little woo-woo, but from an Asian perspective, it's very matter of fact. It's just in Western thinking, we tend to think more in parts and pieces, so it's a little bit a different way of thinking.
And I understand that because it makes sense to me after experiencing many times working with you and having oftentimes a pain issue, that it's not a matter of just focusing right where the pain is. It's a matter of figuring out where's that connected to, and it might be completely other part of my body that you're working to resolve what's happening as the end result.
Right. And with the ultimate intention that I am not doing the work, it's just helping your body do the work that it already knows how to do. So, which is hard. It's hard for anybody with an ego, but it's certainly hard for us. And again, the Western mentality is fix it, right? It's broken, fix it, and just to know how to do enough to let your body take over and step out of the way.
What got you into this practice to begin with?
I needed a job. I started off my adult life in graphic design right at the time when literal cut and paste was making way toward Macintosh, which I knew nothing about. We weren't taught that in school.
Right.
And I got sidetracked having kids and whatnot, but I had shiatsu. I got interested in natural foods and vegetarianism when I was in art school, and I had a shiatsu treatment. Didn't get it at all. I didn't understand what I'm supposed to be feeling here. Why are you digging into my abdomen? Kind of forgot about it, but was still very interested in natural health. And then as my kids were growing and my first husband was very eager for me to start looking for a job, as I couldn't use stay-at-home mom as an excuse anymore. I explored Reiki a little and some other hands-on healing, and then I went to a beginner's workshop in shiatsu, and I was like, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
Felt right.
Yep. And that was 2004.
2004, so we're coming up here on 21 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
So what sort of training did you go through to
There's a school in
get to your
Doylestown called the International School of Shiatsu, and they have the whole program. Yeah.
How long does it take?
It's 700 hours or so, but it was over the course of about 3 years by the time we circle through all of the different parts of it.
So you have, who else is in your practice here? Is it just you?
So Joanne Bryce, this is her, Nature's Healing Touch is her business, and she's subletting this room to me and the other room to my husband, who owns Triscale Massage, Bodywork.
Okay, so which we definitely want to talk to.
Yes.
For sure. So when I've been guilty of it, I think sometimes I usually come to you when I'm in pain. Outside of coming for pain issue, why do people come and see you typically?
Maintenance, right? So
Like athletes working out, or kind of.
that's so. There's a few of those, but more people who have some, I would say, understanding of energy work.
Energy work,
I'm always funny about words like that, but they may feel, just out of sorts or unbalanced or ungrounded, or they were, traveling and just kind of want to pull their, what back together, and they know a session will help with that. So
I can relate to that. Oftentimes I will call you or text you before we return from vacation.
Usually we're texting.
Can I get in the day I get back?
And so do you notice a difference?
Oh,
if you do
absolutely.
that before and after?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to reach out to you for your services, would they come on a monthly basis, or would they come on as needed, or?
Yep, I'm going to give the vague answer, listen to your body. But
Listen to your body.
It depends on what you're after. So in, let's say, a acute pain issue, I might say come a little bit more frequently. And then as your body tells you, depending on what your goals are, what your, where I fit into your plan, right?
Mm-hmm. What are some of your goals for 2024? We're starting a new year here. You've got everybody's thinking growth or impact, or what are some of yours?
I have a love and hate relationship with goals,
Okay.
and I am always learning more about anything that I think I can tangentially relate to this, and I immediately want to share it and package it and teach it. And 19 years into this, I'm realizing I'm driving myself crazy because I'm not getting any of it done. So my goal here this year is to just do less. Try to do less. Simplify, come back to the core, my first love, right? And shiatsu isn't something widely known, which is both good and bad. Most of my work comes through referrals, but I'm wanting to bring the coals back into one little pile and start the flame again about teaching people what shiatsu is, to experience it. But I have to root myself in that again as well. And then I made a commitment to myself that anything that I'm going to share from there, because I do love to teach, and I obviously love to teach movement because I want to help people help themselves afterward, but just right, as a solopreneur, what can I what can I do by myself from beginning to end? Because I get so excited about a thing, and then I put it out there and I don't follow it up. And so
do you host or educate, have events, anything like that you want to let anybody know about, or is it more really focused in your studio here?
Right now it's focused in my studio just because this is where I am, and I don't really have a lot of space, but I'm definitely interested in bringing things to other people. I'm offering at a women's retreat at the end of the month. And, Bill and I have done things together. We've done corporate lunch and learns and that sort of thing. So the beauty of what I do is I can plug into a lot of different environments and scenarios. So.
Right. So where are you from? Are you from around here? Did you grow up around here? Or?
I did not grow up around here. I was born in New Jersey and then lived in Florida for a bit, back to New Jersey. But I was in the Coatesville area since '92.
Okay.
So you've been here for a while.
Yeah.
This is your home.
It's my home. All my kids were born here. Yeah.
Okay.
Chester County is your roots now.
Yeah. Yep. But although I'm living in Lancaster County now. So.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I didn't know that. So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how would they reach you?
They could go to embodygrace.com, or they can call you. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So the one thing that I found really interesting for when I started coming to see you was very different from other types of massage where you're used to, okay, go in here, undress, put a robe on, and get under a sheet, is that you just asked me to wear very comfortable clothing, and I'm fully clothed at the time. So is there a purpose behind that approach?
My understanding is that's the traditional way that Japanese massage is done, maybe modesty, but I think also there's a lot of movement involved. You know, it's also traditionally done on a
That's true,
futon
yes.
on the floor, and there's a
Okay.
lot of stretching,
Yes.
which is hard to do with the sheet.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier when I said I came in and it was like not the experience. I didn't know what to expect,
Right.
but I walked out like I was jelly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I walked out very relaxed. I mean, I you know, when I have back pain, hip pain, even when I even had my plantar fasciitis, it was really helpful to have that stretching done. The things I can't do on my own, you know,
Right.
and over time it did go away. Just one more method of stretching,
Right.
in addition to yoga and other things that I was doing. So
Right.
that was great.
Good. Yeah. And it isn't, part of it is the actual stretching, but part of it is just putting your body in a comfortable state of ease where you're not doing the work, that you can relax. And that's where, you know, 90% of the healing comes from, is when you are relaxed.
Yeah. So if somebody wanted to come for shiatsu, then they would come here. Do you do any other types of techniques, or really focused on the shiatsu
It's
style?
pretty much focused
Okay.
on that. Yeah.
I've never been to one until I met you.
Cool.
Honestly,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
you?
There's not a lot of us out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think I you know, Reiki, yes.
Yeah.
Shiatsu, no.
Which is, again, both good and bad.
Mhm.
So I know that we talked about, I've come typically because of pain issues or experiences I've had. And I know that there's also a kind of maintenance approach to just keeping your body in tune and so forth. Are there any particular ailments that someone might not think about could be helped by shiatsu, whether it be maybe like an indigestion or something that is going on with the body that maybe they don't realize could be beneficial to
Sure.
work on?
Yeah. I don't want to say everything because that's kind of unfair, but yeah, I mean, with the idea that you're supporting the body as a whole, and the meridian system does take into account organs and how organ issues will play out in the rest of your body and vice versa. So we do look at all of that. So if I'm working on, you know, I might relate this to large intestine, or, you know, the meridians are named after organs. So we look at kind of what does stomach mean for a person. It's both how they are relating to how they stand with a lot of stress in the front of their legs, but it also may relate to how they just approach asking for what they want, you know. So there's psycho-emotional aspects to it as well.
Remember when I had, we may or may not use this part, I just remember when I had the plantar fasciitis, and you gave me an article that you provided me to help explain why walking on a treadmill is very different than walking on a path.
Which Bill wrote, yes.
Oh
but
yeah, I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, a light bulb went off, right? And since
Yeah.
then, even if it's, like the other day it was really cold and snowing, I was like, I'm not going to the gym, I'm going outside. And I did, truly, because it is assisted in the level of, just the education part of it. It wasn't just, I came in for a massage, I walked out with an education. I read through that document several times and tried to apply it. So it's not just when we're here.
Right.
I think that's one of the values that you provided for both of us independently, is helping us understand that maybe we're overcompensating over here for this thing, and maybe that's, you know, kind of to how to readjust our posture or readjust our walking, even.
Right.
Something as simple like that
Right.
that we can implement right away. That was very helpful.
Yeah.
And I can tell that you like to do that kind of stuff, you know.
Yes.
You're not pushy, however, you're also informative.
Suggestive.
Yes.
Maybe you want to think of it
As
this
way.
way.
As one of my friends says, I'm very generous with my opinions. But no, but very helpful and educational. So that's something that I definitely have benefited from seeing you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I can comment, one of the biggest differences that I appreciate and really notice between your practice and just general massage itself. You go for a massage, they have a technique that they're going to then, you know, work on particular parts in an order in the time frame that you're there for the massage, whether it's 30 minutes or 90 minutes or whatever it may be, whereas you sit and talk first and try to understand what it is to focus on, and then figure out the technique that is appropriate to work on that problem, rather than just a general relaxation approach, which is, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Keeps it interesting for me too.
Yeah, I think it sounds to me it was very intentional. You know, not just walking in and saying, "Okay, lay down," and
Right.
I guess that was part of my challenge too. Is if I didn't have a specific issue I was here for, then I felt like almost like I was pampering myself or something. You know what I mean? Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh no! I'm like, well, what? Because people go, "What's wrong? Do you have any pain? Do you have any?" I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
You know?
And I do have people that come in, and I'm like, great.
Great.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of do
I
the.
find something anyway. I always find something.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
say it like that, but yeah.
Yeah, you can always feel, and actually I broke my arm when I was like a child, and one of the masseuses that I had seen said, "You have a calcium deposit here, what happened?" And I'm like, I was
Wow.
12, you know, so you were very in tune with
Mhm.
the body, I guess I would say.
Any suggestions for things people can do on their own at home on maybe a daily basis to help
Lots of
improve
them.
their lives?
I have lots of them.
Give us 2.
Give me 2. Just move. Just move. Just, think about movement as how you relate to your life. We put movement in this exercise box, that this is the only movement we do, but think about how you just navigate your house, your life, sitting at a desk all the time. Change up your positions. Just keep.
I feel like I want to
Things
sit
moving.
more straight forward.
I know, I feel like I need to sit more straight just talking to you, otherwise I'm going to get in trouble.
That's just tip of the iceberg, but that would be my first. Just think about movement in a much bigger way.
Yeah.
And so to that point too, I have a newsletter. I think
Okay.
you may have encountered that, called Grace Notes, and I haven't been writing as much as I would like. That's another one of my goals this year, is to get back to that, but to talk more about all of this stuff and bring it even into like just the bigger soul level, just how we interact with the world and how all of that impacts our body. The difference between feeling open and comfortable in an environment or socially anxious, where does that go in your body? So just understanding things like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Gina. We will definitely see you again, and we will continue to refer you. And I gotta make sure I'm on your newsletter. I don't know that I am on it, to be honest. So how does one get on your newsletter?
Well, I can either put you on there, or you can go to my website. It's big at the footer.
Can add
There's a little sign up box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
Great.
thanks again for your
Thank
time.
you
I really
so much
appreciate
Thank
for
you.
coming by.
it. Sure.